Hiya, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rosie Henshaw. If you're new here, then welcome. It's lovely to meet you. And if you're already existing, guys, then thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed, please consider hitting the sub button and the notification bell. Then you'll be alerted when any of my new videos are uploaded. So today's video is in a collaboration with Cricut. So I have collaborated with them previously. Just to let you know, this video isn't a real in-depth of how to use the Cricut machine. I will link below in the description box below where I've done previous videos, and they have been really in-depth, and I know some of you have found them really helpful. I had a few messages from some of you saying like, we've got a Cricut machine, we bought one and we didn't actually know how to use it, so it sat there in the box. Thank you for showing us how to use it. I think it's because I'm actually terrible with technology. I repel it. And if I can use it, you can use it. And I think I just explain it in the most simple way, to be honest with you, because that's the way my brain works. So I will link them below in the description if you want to watch them instead more in depth. But today I'm just showing you how you can use your Cricut machine and to do any day household bits, any customizing, personalization. It's amazing. Since I've had my machine, it's just been used non-stop. If the children have new bottles when they go back to school, I personalise their labels to put on there, on their lunch boxes. If there's a cushion that I've seen online for a lot of money that says pumpkin, harvest, blah, 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 I will buy a plain, cheap cushion cover and I will make my own with the iron on. It's so much cheaper and more frugal to do it this way. And actually no one's going to have the same stuff because you've made it yourself. And one of the things that I keep making is personalised pyjamas, jumpers, t-shirts, anything for the kids really. It's really, really ideal. So I did pick up a couple, I think it was about 2 months ago now, I did pick up some jumpers from Primark, really cheap. I think Millie's jumper was an extra small in the women's section and that was like £4. And then the boys' ones are full price and they're like £5 for these. I think actually these were £4, Millie's was £5. They still have these ones in there if you're looking. They have them in black, grey and navy in the kids section, because I did actually go back and pick one up for my friend's little boy. So I was going to be making these jumpers anyway, so it's really nice, perfect time to show you, because we're going to be wearing these for Halloween and all like pumpkin picking, any experiences really where they need to wrap up. And I thought as well, if I make them a little bit spooky and then we go out and they're in there dressing up costumes, if they get a bit cold, they can whack them on underneath and they're not probably going to moan because they go with the Halloween theme. So today I'm going to be doing the jumpers and I'm also going to be personalising some crackers too. So I picked up these crackers from B&M. Now these are the festive nature ones. These are all recycled materials and they're non-plastic gifts. So the vinyl I will be peeling off before I recycle these. But I thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to double these up as crackers / table, what are they called, name places, name settings. So I'm just going to do our names in gold on these as well to make them really personal, make them look even more expensive. And then also as well, the children won't be arguing over, you pulled my cracker, you pulled mine, because they've all got their own crackers and the names are on them. So let's get in with this video and I'm going to show you first how we're going to customise our jumpers. So we're going to start making our design. So I'm going to go on my son's iPad because my iPad's not charged. And I just rest it in this little iPad stand here. I'm on the Cricut design space. I'm subscribed to this. I'm going to make a new project. Now I'm going to do their names separate and I'm going to do the format because you can make your own text and pick what text you want to use. But for the actual project of the boo, I'm going to use the Cricut design space because I have such amazing ones already. So I've already typed in boo ready to go and I've picked, so it will say how much they are usually, but because I subscribe monthly to this because I use it so much, it works out really well. But if you are only using it now and again, obviously you can just pay for them as and when, but I do use this a lot. So I'm going to use this one, I think, and then I'm going to insert this. Now to size this up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out on my t-shirt. Now I always use my little Cricut measurer tool. So across the chest, we're going to need it roughly, I want it to be quite large on here. So I'm going to want it to roughly be about 20 centimetres wide and probably about 10 centimetres deep. So let's go on to here and let's sort this out. I'm going to move it up into the top corner and that is how you stop from getting wastage. So the width about 20. Because Millie's will need to be slightly different. I think that's quite a nice size. And obviously you can lock this and unlock this if you want to drag it longer. I have explained all of this in previous videos, which I will link below in the description because I've done a bit more of an in-depth one. So I'm going to make this now. And I'm going to say, without Max, I'm going to use a smart material. Yet again, I've explained that in the description in the description box. So there's other videos where I've gone in more depth with this. So I'm going to insert my vinyl now, which is my smart vinyl. Now, before I load my vinyl into the actual Cricut machine, what I want to let you know is because this is going to be on the vinyl, and this is the iron-on vinyl, one side is shiny and one side is matte. You're going to be doing this upside down, so you're going to be putting the shiny side face down. So what you're going to need to do is just click this section here where it says mirror off. You're going to need to mirror the image so it does it back to front basically, and then yeah, so click that little button there, really handy. Close, and it will then look reversed. It will cut it reversed, but by the time you flip it upside down to iron it on, it will be perfect. So we're going to go on and we're going to make this. But what I am going to do is, because I do use mine quite a lot and I like to make the most of my vinyls, I'm going to go back because I am going to duplicate this and make a few of these, because the boys' t-shirts aren't much different in size for the children. Now, obviously, if you've got different size children or you're doing for children and adult, you can obviously change the size dependent. These will all be kind of similar sizes they need on all of their tops. So I'm just going to click on that there, and I am going to duplicate this and move it so that it fits. It isn't going to fit, so you can see your vinyl is roughly about 32 centimeters, so it isn't going to fit again, but I'm going to put them up as close as possible together, and I am going to duplicate it again without the matte, smart materials only. Yet again, mirror off, turn the mirror on, and close. Next. So this is without matte. Material length, basic cut. It will. So now it's going to show you. So we've got smart vinyl, permanent, blah blah blah. We got smart vinyl, smart iron on. So this is just a plain smart iron on. So now we're going to load our materials in. Make sure that it is smart, shiny side down rather, for the smart materials. And I'm going to click the smart iron on here. It will say load your tools into the mat. So it's already loaded. I'm going to now let it do its thing. Now it's finished, it will say action complete, and you can press the unload button. Okay, unload it, and unload it all for you. And then what you can do is you'll see that it's all been cut out. I won't be able to see it very well on this. But what I'm going to do is it stops about here, so I'm going to just trim this off now. So I've got this extra piece that I can use for other projects. So I'm back on the Cricut Design Space. I'm not going to be using images this time, I'm going to be using the text. So I want to get something that's going to look quite nice with that, something quite simple and straight. To make a bit of a contrast between the styles. So now I've picked my font, I'm just going to insert text. Now I'm going for, on the jumpers, I'm going for biggest boo, middle boo, littlest boo and baby boo. That'll be Albert's one, which would be so cute. So once I've got the text, I'm just going to downsize these roughly to about 10 centimeters each, so they're about half the size of the squirrely big boo that we're putting onto them. And I think these will look like a really nice contrast. I'm going to put them slightly to the left hand side, just above the bow, and I think that will look really, really nice. I'm lining them all up at the top together here, as you can see, trying to make the most of my material, like my vinyl. So by placing them all across the top, you're using less scrappage basically. So I'm just downsizing this one, popping it up there, getting it ready, and then once we're done, it will be exactly the same process again. Also with my Cricut weeder tool, I'm just going to be weeding out my vinyl, getting it all prepared, ready for when we're going to press it on with the Easy Press. Undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond old. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain.
So now it's all ready and looking really lovely. I'm just going to get my easy press out and set up ready to start. I've actually got this little case which I think is fantastic. You can purchase this separately. I also have this little heat pad as well, which is just brilliant. So much easier and more convenient than getting the ironing board out every time you use it. It also has this little heat resistant little stand that you put your easy press on to stop any sides getting damaged or ruined in the process of you doing it. I'm just going to get it all set up now, ready to go. So I've popped the easy press on and you can change the temperature on this. So obviously in the other video I go in more depth again, but it does have the temperature setting on there and a timer, and it's just done it. Once it gets to your desired temperature, it will go green because it's ready. Just to let you know as well, if you go onto the Cricut website, it will actually say, when you type in what materials, it will say how long you should be holding it on for and what the temperature should be depending on what material you're using. So we are ready. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. I'm just going to heat the jumper up in the area just so I know it's all nice and ironed in the middle and that we're not doing this on a creased material. It's really good to press stuff as well. It's lovely and warm. Pop that back on its stand. And then we're going to place down roughly where we're having the items. I would say that is roughly central there. Then what we're going to do is just literally, the heat helps it stick a little bit straight as well. And then I'm going to pop this one as well. And then we're going to place this on top, making sure that it's on top, nice and flat. Press the Cricut. And then it will start counting down the numbers. If you can see, it will start giving you a little countdown on there. And as per instructions, I'm now going to flip it over on the reverse to make sure that the design is firmly flat, and it should just come off. Let it cool down, I've done the other side, and it will just peel off nice and easy. And you've got your lovely jumpers. I'm going to repeat this on all of the jumpers so that we can have them all ready for our special Halloween jumpers, all personalised. I wanted to show you, so I've got Millie, she's my biggest boo. I got Archie, he is my middle boo. I got Alfie, who's the littlest boo, and when the black baby grow comes, we will have baby boo. And I thought they would just look really, really cute. And you know what? It's cost me, with the vinyl and for the jumpers and for the romper that's coming for 4 children, it's cost me under £20 to make these. Yeah, if you was buying these individually, you are talking well in the regions. If you go in a shop, sometimes they make shop bought versions of them. I know Asda's quite good for that, but like they're like £15 each. But even if you wanted these personalised, like to have all their individual bits on it or their names, you're talking £30 each. So the fact that it's £20 for all 4 made with the vinyl as well, it's just excellent. So now onto the crackers. So I'm just going to be doing the same again. So I'm just going to click on to the text part, and I'm going to find a font. Oh, I quite like that one. The Geometric Standard Roman. So I'm going to do Millie. Yeah, I like that one. So we're going to do the distance of it. We can't have it about 7.5 to 3 centimetres is perfect. Make sure you butt it right up to the edge. I'm also going to do another one, and that will be for Archie. Yeah, again, make sure that we've got. So I've got them all lined up. I'm going to make them. Now, obviously, without Max, it's smart materials, but if it was automatic, just say how much you need, and you can use smaller scraps of material doing that. We don't need the mirror on because we're obviously not using iron on now. So go on to next. Before my battery runs out on this one, I don't know what it is. We don't really go on our iPads anymore. It's not something that we do. So obviously they're not charged very often. This is Smart Vinyl Permanent, so let's go and load it up, same concept again. So now we're going to stick the designs down onto the crackers. So I'm just going to weed all of the, so with my weeding tool, all I'm going to be doing is weeding the same as I did it with the iron-on fabric, just using that at the side. If you sort of peel it rather low, like this, to the actual material, like the vinyl, it should come off relatively easy without you having to do very much at all. Then come in from the other end to make sure we've got the Y, and then you'll be left with these. I'm just going to weed out the little centre of the A. Oh, and we're done. We've got all of them. I've done them all now, so I'm going to pop these onto the crackers. How you're going to do this is you're going to actually need to use, sorry, I've got the little dot on me. You're going to need some transfer tape. Now this transfer tape actually come in with that gold glitter. I don't know if it's slightly stronger for the actual, because it's glitter, so it helps it stick to it. But I normally just buy the big rolls of the Cricut transfer tape. I just find, because I go for it quite a lot, and you can reuse it as well. But I'm going to be using some of this one that they've sent out with the actual glittery Smart Vinyl. I'm just going to trim a little piece. Peel it back. I always find this bit a little bit tricky. If I manage to get this without having to use my weeder tool, it'd be a miracle. I've always have to use my weeder tool. Oh, here we go. I've done it. So we're just going to move that over. We're going to place this over the top of the vinyl. I'm also going to use my little Cricut scraper tool, just to scrape it all on to make sure that it's all nice and on. Turn it upside down and peel it back. And then we're left with this. Then I'm going to place it onto the cracker where I want it, nice and straight. Once we've done this, I'm just going to rub this down, and with my scraper tool again, I'm going to scrape this on to make sure it's all nice and secure. And then we're going to peel back the Smart Vinyl. I really think this forever being like a brown paper. Goes a bit fluffy. And then we've got a little personalised cracker for Gary. I'm going to do them all now, and then they'll be all personalised, and I'll show you at the end what they look like. So I've popped them back in the box just so I can keep them put away, stored properly. But I wanted to show you, we've done all the names for our family, and I'm just going to do the other box now for everyone else that's coming over. But I thought this was really, really cute and really sweet, so I wanted to show you. On the Rosie, I did rip it a tiny bit. On the others, I mastered the art and done it really well. I learned the hard way with the Rosie because it's on the brown paper, but I'm not too fussed. This is my cracker anyway. And yeah, I thought they looked really, really sweet. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys. Hopefully I'll give you a little bit of food for thought. Show me, I always love it on Instagram if you tag me in your ones that you make, because I know that when I made the kids' Halloween hamper boxes last year, personalised them, we made these, we made some pumpkin signs, we made Halloween pyjamas. I know so many of you tag me in on Instagram, and it's lovely to see what you make and what designs you do. It gives me inspiration too. So I thought I'd show you a couple little bits. So whether you're doing a party and want to style stuff up, or if you're doing personalised, or you're having ideas of making gifts and stuff as well, don't forget to share me in them. So I've been Rosie Henshaw. Take care. See you later, guys. Bye.